Let us look at real numbers. Here we have a number line. Any number to the right of 0 is positive. Any number to the left of 0 is negative. For example, minus 1.999 is to the left of 0. It is very close to the number minus 2. 1.999 is to the right of 0. It is very close to the number 2. There are infinitely many numbers on this number line, and we call these numbers real numbers. Let's look at an example, 5 minus 8. What is 5 minus 8? If you use the number line to visualize, it's fairly simple. You start with 5 and then you move 8 steps backwards. You end up on minus 3, so 5 minus 8 is equals to minus 3. If you don't want to use the number line and you want to reason out the answer, you can do this like what my teacher used to teach us when we were in Singapore. He said that 5 minus 8 is like moving 5 steps forward and then 8 steps backwards. So in total, you move 3 steps backwards. 5 minus 8 is equals to minus 3. In the textbook, 5 minus 8 is also written as 5 plus bracket minus 8. Let's look at another example, 3 minus 6. On the number line, it's fairly simple. We start from 3 and then we move 6 steps backwards. We end up on minus 3, so we conclude that 3 minus 6 is equals to minus 3. If you want to reason this out, it's like taking 3 steps forward and then 6 steps backwards. In total, you took 3 steps backwards. 3 minus 6 can also be written as 3 plus bracket minus 6. Another example, 13 minus 20. I have come across teachers in North America who teach their students in this way. Whenever you see a smaller number subtracting a bigger number, you tell yourself this is impossible. I prefer to take 20 minus 13. And so 20 minus 13 is equals to 7. I put a minus sign in front of 7, and that is my answer. 13 minus 20 is equals to minus 7. This is just another way of writing 13 minus 20 is the same as 13 plus bracket minus 20, which is equals to minus 7. Let's look at another example, 30 minus 200. If I want a very quick answer, I take 200 minus 30, which is 170, and then I put a minus sign in front of 170. So my answer is minus 170. This is a very quick way of getting the answer, but you need to know why you are doing this and the reason behind it. And here is just another way of writing 30 minus 200, 30 plus bracket minus 200. This is a different type of example, minus 2 minus 6. On the number line, we start with minus 2, and then we move 6 steps backwards. We end up on minus 8. We conclude that minus 2 minus 6 is equals to minus 8. This is like taking 2 steps backwards and then 6 steps backwards. So in total, you took 8 steps backwards. Minus 2 minus 6 in the textbook is also written as bracket minus 2 plus bracket minus 6. Another similar example, minus 3 minus 7. On the number line, we start with minus 3 and then we move 7 steps backwards. And we end up on minus 10. We conclude that minus 3 minus 7 is equals to minus 10. You took 3 steps backwards, and then you took another 7 steps backwards. In total, you took 10 steps backwards. In the textbook, this is also written as bracket minus 3 plus bracket minus 7. Here are more examples. Minus 7 minus 22 is equals to minus 29. I have come across teachers who teach this way Whenever you have a number, a negative number, minus a number like this, you add. 22 plus 7 is equals to 29, and then put a minus sign in front of the answer. So, for example, in example 7, minus 9 minus 8, you would take 9 plus 8, which is 17, and then you put a minus sign in front of the 17. This is a very quick way of getting the answer, but you need to know why and the reason behind it. You take 9 steps backwards and then another 8 steps backwards. In total, you took 17 steps backwards. Here is a different type of question. Minus 3 minus minus 1. Whenever you see minus and minus together like this, you change it to plus, so that this becomes minus 3 plus 1. I am going to explain why it is like that. When I was in school in Singapore, my teacher explained this very well. But in order to understand this, you have to listen very carefully. And I have to explain this very slowly. Minus and minus is like the negative of negative. The negative of negative is positive. The positive of positive is positive, but the negative of negative is positive. Minus and minus is like the backwards of backwards. You just think about it. What is the backwards of backwards? Backwards of backwards is forward. I'll say it again. The backwards of backwards is forward. Minus and minus becomes plus. And if you want to do this on the number line, we start with minus 3, and then we move 1 step forward, and we end up on minus 2. So minus 3 plus 1 is equals to minus 2. Minus 3 plus 1 can be written as 1 minus 3. And if you want to depict 1 minus 3 on the number line, you start with 1, and then you move 3 steps backwards from 1. You end up on minus 2. Now here is another example. Minus 3 minus minus 6. Now we're going to change this to minus 3 plus 6. And on the number line, we start with minus 3, and we move forward 6 steps from minus 3. I end up on 3, and I conclude that minus 3 plus 6 is equals to 3. Of course, minus 3 plus 6 can also be written as 6 minus 3, which is equals to 3. If you want to show 6 minus 3 on the number line, you draw the number line, start with 6, and then move 3 steps backwards. This is the end of my presentation.